What's poppin', y'all? It's your girl Shy from She Vibes, and Growing Wings Adult Services is the official sponsor of the State of the Art Studio 2. Growing Wings Adult Services have 5 years of experience of taking care of adults with disabilities. For more information, call Lisa at 234-334-7547. And don't forget to tune in to She Vibes on Wednesdays, 7 p.m. EST.
Comedian Sean Boyd from Just Therapy, the podcast. I got to talk to you about Detroit Auto Parts. They're the official parts store of Redline Radio. They have two convenient locations, one on the east side. You can call 216-531-7373, or the west side, 216-398-7373. Don't forget to mention Redline Radio and you receive 10% off your purchase. Make sure you hit up Detroit Auto Parts. Check them out.
What's going on, everybody? It is Timbuktu from TimbukTuesday. And I really hate doing home improvement, but I love the way it looks. So what I do is I call Wiggins Construction and Home Improvement. They fix bathrooms, windows, kitchens, sliding doors, and much more. Give Will a call today at 440-731-7654 and tell him Redline sent you. He'll get your house looking right in no time. Yo, Dave, I really appreciate you letting me do my thing over here at Redline Radio LLC.
Tim, ain't no thing but a chicken wing.
Hey, well, I love them chicken wings. I got a couple buddies that's trying to come on and do a podcast. You got anything for them?
Heck yeah, we do. Just have them give me a call.
Bet. I'll have them call 440-503-0828.
Tim, don't forget to tell them that we're available on all social media platforms.
And you can't forget about the Redline Radio LLC app on the Google Play Store.
Damn, how'd I forget about that?
You was probably thinking about them little people again.
Damn, I probably was.
That's cool. They just trying to be a part of the winningest radio station in Cleveland.
And we got the hardware to prove it.
This is really gross, but dirty trash cans can pose a serious health risk to you and your family. The pungent smell can attract rats and flies, not to mention maggots, both of which can contain dangerous diseases transferable to humans. Your dirty trash can is susceptible to harboring dangerous bacteria. Contact Brandon at Fitz Trash Bin Cleaning today at 440-752-1533 or find them on Facebook. Veteran owned and operated and eco-friendly. Again, call Brandon at 440-752-1533.
I was feeling kind of down tonight. Psych! It's TimbukTuesday!
What?
TimbukTuesday!
Huh? Yikes.
Hey, partner, what y'all about to do? Y'all might as well have a seat and let me holler at you. I'm about to bring the I'm about to bring the laughs. I'm about to pack a punch. You know I'm hungry, little mama. Come on, let's do lunch. You know I'm next top comic, but let's just pick the topic.
I'm Timbuktu.
And I'm not here to gossip. I'm only here to shop it. But I might get obnoxious. I want to hear your vision, but please make it hypnotic. You know I'm on a mission, but please I need permission. But sign this paperwork. This shit give me permission to check your intuition.
Shout out to Great.
I want to feel your vibe.
He did the intro, but we gotta add this to it. It's TimbukTuesday. It's TimbukTuesday. It's TimbukTuesday. Yay. What's up, everybody? Yeah, we about to have a party. What's going on? What is going on? What is going on? Y'all know what it is. It is TimbukTuesday. Yes, it is. I am back. Like I never left, because I didn't leave. I spent the night here last night. It was great. It was fucking great. It was fucking great. Nah. What up, SB? I'm ready. I'm ready for them pissy chips. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm ready for it. If y'all don't know, they have chips that taste like vagina, and we are gonna try them on Just Therapy. It's gonna be dope. I really love eating pussy, so them chips should be great. Yes. I love eating though. Eating is like, top tier on my list, like of things to do. Top tier. I can't wait to face dive into some soon. I'm face diving into some plates. And Jay, what up, girl? That's his girl. If y'all know who him is, it's the Lord. I would praise him, but, Yeah, Willis. Shout out to my nigga Willis. He said, "LOL, I never knew it was one vagina flavor." To my knowledge, there's not. But I believe they will have different flavored chips. Different flavored ones. I don't know what they're gonna have. They're gonna probably have, some water flavored vagina. There's gonna be some pineapple flavored vagina chips. There'll probably be some raunchy ones. Those will probably be salt and vinegar. They're probably gonna have a whole lot, but I'm only gonna try the one for real, because I hope they go stale. I hope they don't taste like fish. You know what I mean? They might smell like it, afterwards. But how y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? What's up in the comments? SB, tell me how you feel. Angie, tell me how you feel. Will, tell me how you feel. And while y'all type that, I'm gonna read off a sponsor. And I'm gonna shout out our latest sponsor, which we just did a live recording at. So shout out to Lucy Shenanigans and Seafood. They are located right down the street from where I am right now. They're located on 2218 Broadview Road. That is in Cleveland, Ohio. 44109. Michelle and the staff of Lucy's are always committed to making a great time, giving their guests the best experience they can. And you can join them every Friday for karaoke night, and of course, all your home team sports games. Contact them today at 216-675-0013. You can go ahead and get some food from them, man. They food pretty good. I like it. It's bar food, but it's like an upgraded bar food, like upscale. I don't even know how you get upscale bar food, but they did it. I don't know. I'm glad you're doing amazing. She said, I'm amazing. That's how she says it. I can't say it exactly like her, but shout out to SB being blessed, loving life. And shout out to Angie for passing her exam. Hey. That's right, man. That is right. Will said, damn, it's got to be chocolate for the black ones, shrimp fried rice for the Asian, and chalupas for the Ricans. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. I'm glad you're good, man. Shout out to Joe. Big Doja Joseph. I'm telling you, bro, it is upgraded bar food. I promise you it is upgraded bar food. It's really good though. Like, it's really, really good. Their burgers are really good. I hadn't had their steak yet, but I've been eyeballing it for a while. It's really good. I'm gonna shout out another one of our sponsors, All Access Realty. Yep. If you and your family are thinking about buying a new home or selling your old one, or if you're looking for a business upgrade, you can contact Frank Shabochin at All Access Realty. Frank is a veteran. Thank you for your service, sir. Who is serving our country and serving our country and now serving our community. Frank is committed to helping our veterans. If you know any vets that need a housing type of stuff and you have opportunities, you can contact Frank today at 440-391-7430 or email Frank at allaccessclerealty.com. What up, Ray? What up, Ray? Shout out to Ray. Just had the baby and stuff. Little baby. What up, Chipper? That's Hot Wing Chip right there. We was at BW3's and he did the Hot Wing Challenge. He destroyed it. I ain't gonna lie to you. He did a good ass job. Shout out to Chipper, man. I would have ate it with him, but I had ate like 50 wings that day. before I even pulled up to BW3, so I was full. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I mean, I still ate while I was there, but I ain't want to eat nothing hot, on top of that, you know what I mean? But they looked good. They smelled amazing. I tasted the sauce. The sauce was hot as fuck. But it was it was good. All right, Chip, we can go back. And I promise you I'll eat them with you. Or you ain't got to eat them. I'll just eat them myself. I'm going to just eat them myself. Whatever. We can go. I'm down. I got a couple shows coming up, man. Couple shows. My next show is actually this Sunday. It's going to be at Silk's. Silk's location in, where's that place? It's in Southgate. It's right next to Home Depot. So come out, man. It's gonna be a great show. I know personally I'm gonna kill it because it's a great stage, and I gotta show them that I'm meant to be here. But we're gonna have my good friend Ulysses Dickerson on the card, my homie Sid V216 on the card, the big homie Chad I am Chad on there. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Next month, great. I'm glad you coming on the 11th, because if you coming on the 11th, you can come out to what's the name of it's the Suicide Awareness show going on by Sean Boyd. It's actually Monday the 14th. It's going to be at the Funny Stop Comedy Club. It's 1715 Cuyahoga Boulevard, I think it is. Hold on, let me pull up the address. But that's going to be another good show. I'm going to pull up the address. Shout out to JG. What up, JG? He said, I want to be there when you two eat those. All right, bet. We going to have to make it a thing. Definitely come and enjoy some hot wing eaters, because we love eating chicken wings. I try to tell you, listen, and I feel like chicken wings are like the best first date to take a woman on, because if you see how you eat that wing, she see how you gonna eat that thing. I'm just saying. I just want 10 wings all flat, please, all flat. JG said I could never eat that stuff. Frank's hot is too spicy for me. I'm gonna be honest. Frank's hot is trash. I hate it. It is terrible. Shout out to Dave. What up, Dave? He is the owner of the Red Line Radio. He allowed me to be in this position, mostly so he didn't have to be. But it's definitely a good time, man. I got a guest today. She will be arriving here on the second half of the show. And she is a wonderful poet. We go way back like 4 flats on a Cadillac. Tim can't keep with me. What? You said I can't keep up with you? I guess. Listen, I'm not the talker. I'm a shower. I'm about action. So all you got to do is pull up, and we gonna eat them. And I know you ain't scared, so I ain't blowing no wolf tickets to you. I'm just saying we can eat them. I mean, they gonna be hot. I'm gonna definitely enjoy the milk and the ice cream afterwards. But I'm telling you, and when it comes to eating anything, I'm the man. I'm just saying. I love eating. JG said shots fired. I got a button for that, but it's okay because I'm bulletproof. And you just see the bullets bounce off. It's gonna be great. But yeah, we're gonna talk about poetry today, man. I got a commentary thing. I do comedy poetry. I've only written one full poem, but I've done like three poems now. But I've only written one. The one that I wrote, I got a video of. I gotta find the video. I ain't gonna lie to y'all because it's somewhere in there. Hold on. That ain't it. I shouldn't play that. Chipper is coming hot today. He's saying, yeah, that your ass is gonna be burning by the end of eating those wings. I don't know, man. Chipper definitely held his own when he did it. When he ate them, like he shook a little bit. He was like, "They good, they good. I'm good." Shout out to Lex. This was at the matter of fact, this was at the holiday party for Redline Radio last year. I believe it was a holiday party. I don't even remember what holiday it was. I mean, what day it was. I think we did it. I know we did it in December because it was cold as hell. This was we was at BW3's on Teeterman. And yeah, it was great. It was a good time. It was a good ass time. But yeah, poetry is actually kind of like where I started writing. I used to write poems all the time. And then I got married and she took all my juice. She took my mojo. No, I just got out of writing because, writing isn't necessarily what I do. I kind of like to, have it in the moment. Now I want to write more because I feel like, especially with poetry, I feel like writing poetry would help me with my comedy writing. Because when it comes to comedy, I really am I like to have a conversation. Like I want to have fun. Obviously, you can't really do that on stage. You got to come up there with some material before you kind of just go into talking with people, because then they just gonna be like, what you talking about? Like what do you want? I don't want to talk to you. Like, entertain me. No, let's have a conversation, and I bet you I can make you laugh that way. And it's kind of with the poetry, like I feel like you definitely want the raw emotion behind it, because I feel like that's where you get it more. You get more of a feeling out of it. But I kind of wanted to pull up some poetry. I guess facts. I don't know. I don't know what you call it. But one of my homies from high school, shout out to John. Jonathan, I should say. he did this poetry, this poem by Langston Hughes. It was I believe it was called Landlord. He used to be like, landlord, landlord. Like every time we heard it, nigga, it was hilarious. Like you used to always hear him. And it wasn't until, I guess, till then that I really noticed like how much poetry it was, especially in the city. What up, Kai? What up, Kai? How you feeling, Kai? Yeah, I didn't realize how big poetry was, and I was in Young Heroes, which was city year, but for the younger crew, like I was in 8th grade, and I had met one of my good friends, Iris. I'm sorry, Eris, and she did a lot of poetry, and she actually came up to the school when I was in high school, and she did a poem, and people was just like, dang, this woman is good. That boy's good. But she was amazing. Like, and like I said, it went back to like the raw emotion behind it. Like she poetry, when you act it out with somebody else, or not acted out with somebody else, just giving a more like animated feel, you can like really start to get into it, and like it just takes over, man. And I really enjoy poetry. Poetry is dope. I think the first time, what up, Jess? How you feeling, Jess? You missed my face? Oh, Jess, you're making me blush. You'll see the red right here. I'm blushing. But poetry, it's just definitely it's another way to actually get out what you're feeling. I know when I go through like my real like deep spells, or like where I'm just kind of feeling bad, then I'll kind of like freestyle a poem. Like, I'll be like, traffic, looking for my chapstick, feeling kind of car sick. There's a Ford Maverick right there. Boom. Homes. I gave y'all. No, shout out to the homie B-Rad. That's the homie. B-Rad definitely is one of the pioneers of poetry. No, I was joking. I'm joking. But obviously, you know, with poetry, I feel like hip hop, music, just in general, music is definitely another form of poetry. You just singing it or you rapping it. So a lot of my favorite artists are people that can put together things that kind of, you know, make you think a little bit while still have I guess you could say, a greasy delivery. Like Saha the Prince, one of my favorite poets. Shout out to Saha. So if you ever hear me slide, hear me playing slide, that's the homie Saha. Wale, another one. Really more into the poetry side, man. Wale, I love what he does with music in general. Like, he'll slow it down and just actually spit something to you, like, you know, as in a poetry form, and it's dope. I really think it's sick. There's another one. I mean, obviously, you know, Jay-Z. He was like one of the reasons why I really started dissecting rap the way I do, because I'm like, damn, this nigga is really spitting, and I feel like he was doing it poetically. So it's definitely nice to, you know, to really be able to hear some of these people like really spit, like really say something that has like meaning, and not just yeah, I'm trapping and bitches trapping. Like, I mean, and don't get me wrong, everybody has something that you know, that speaks to them. Like, you know what I mean? Like somebody talking about trap might definitely grab a a a big time drug dealer, like, and he might start rapping about poetry. Yeah, I got these pounds and I'm trying to move them. Something. I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, but that's how it be. Like, I mean, and poetry is definitely subjective. It's art. Any style of art, I feel, is subjective. You'll never be able to fully grab something or feel anything that doesn't resonate to you. So when certain people say certain things, like if you ever go to say you're listening to a woman do poetry and she's talking about her vagina tasting like a bag of chips, you will never I would never understand what that is like. I mean, you know, when she's talking about it, maybe be like, oh yeah, I tasted some salty pussy before. But even then, I mean, if I smell it, I ain't trying it. I don't want parts at all. But you know, there's always something that, you know, some people can't relate to when it comes to anything that is subjective, because you're not gonna be able to resonate with it all the time. You know, not everything is meant for you per se. Obviously I try to put myself into somebody else's shoes. That's the reason why, you know, I'm able to feel like when Kanye was doing 808s and Heartbreak, nigga hadn't felt a heartbreak ever. No, I take that. No, I hadn't felt a heartbreak at that time. I mean, I had like some, you know, my feelings hurt, but I didn't know what a heartbreak was, but I still felt where he was coming from, because he was able to, I guess, articulate it into a way where I could fathom what he was saying. And it was like, wow, like, nigga, you hurt. Chipper said hot wing challenge between me and Tab Crew, Kyle, Justin, and Tim. I mean, okay. So we doing a hot wing challenge. We doing the hot ones. I'm with it, man. I'm down. I'm willing to eat. I mean, it's eating, so I'm 100% down. I mean, it might just be me and you to the end. I mean, Kyle and the Punk, Justin, he said he just don't really like hot. Like, I ain't calling him a punk, but I feel like Kyle will probably, it'll be me and Kyle versus you, like later on in the rounds. You know what I mean? Chipper, what to say, Chipper Nando? I'm not. I guess that's your name. I'll have a dozen garlic parm, please. They're gonna be spicy garlic parm. I mean, we're gonna get spicy buffalo garlic parm. What you go do? You go do itty spicy. I mean, some LOL. Props to you, Tim. I appreciate you. But I mean, I love to eat. So, when it comes to me eating wings, I am poetic. I gotta find me. Matter of fact, that's the new sound effect. New sound effect alert. I'm getting the finger snaps. I don't know when I'm doing them. Fluff, what up, Mark? What's going on, man? Shout out to the Sudsy Wee. Sudsy Wee! They keep my fupa fresh. I got one more bar left, so I might be hitting y'all soon here, man. I need some more freshness. I got my cotton, I always messed up. It's fresh linen. I got that. Christy, the other part of Sudsy. You see how it make me spaz out, right? Anytime you hear me do that on Lex, that's just exactly how I look. Sudsy. Look like I just busted a nut, didn't it? It just looked like I busted a nut. But I love Sudsy Wee, man. Sudsy Wee is amazing. I love you, Sudsy Wee. I sound like what's his name? Michael Jackson. Like, I love you, Chris. I love you. Let me see if I can pull up this poem here, man. That's not it. That is not it. That ain't it. I don't even know what my old face is. That could be it. Well, bro, is that a soap orgasm or soapgasm? Yes, it is. Hey, I'm gonna be honest. Like, there's like no feeling. There's like very few feelings better than taking a hot ass shower with some clean ass soap with a clean ass body. I'm telling you, like, if I personally go 1 week without taking a shower, I feel disgusted. And I've had to do it. I've had to do it recently. I mean, I don't let people smell me. You know what I mean? But things happen. My life ain't perfect. I don't have access to it all the time. But I can use the water and wash my ass. And Sudsy Wee is clean cotton. God damn it. I still keep saying clean linen, fresh cotton, what else? I said powder fresh, lemongrass. Oh, yes, I haven't smelled. Did I smell the lemongrass one? I don't know if I smelled the lemongrass one. I think you've had some of the other ones. We had the smooth guy. What's that one? I forgot what that one's called. I forgot the names. Your names are so unique that I just keep forgetting them. Your names are poetic. I'm getting that snap. The snaps is happening. I don't know how I'm gonna find them and when I'm gonna find them, but they happening. God damn it, they definitely happening. So back to this poetry, because clearly I didn't got off topic. Got talking about soap, and so washing your ass is so poetic. It's just so amazing. But all right, so I'm actually looking up the definition of poetry. So poetry is literally work in which special intensity is given to the expression of feeling and ideas by the use of I guess that's supposed to be descriptive style or distinctive style. I'm sorry, I can't read. Distinctive style and rhythm, poems collectively or as a genre of literature. So poetry is considered a collection of poems, or poems collectively. So I guess I got to look up the definition of poem versus poetry. I want to find this commentary video, and I should have probably found it before time. But if you see, I have my work uniform on, so I didn't have like ample time to do so. But I'm still gonna find it because I got to. Where are you? Boom. I think I might have found it, y'all. Please bear with me. I think I might have found it. I don't think that's it. That ain't it. God damn. Let's see. There it is. Found it. Let's see. It's definitely lovely as far as development goes, and I feel like it helped me bring back my creativity, so my poetry. It ain't nothing too crazy. It's really about what I do. So, as y'all can see, I talk a lot about being fat. Well, that's what this poem was a little bit about. I know I talk a lot about being fat, but it's all I know. Trust me, it shows. Honestly, being fat is actually tough, though. Like, do you know how hard it is to be hungry right after you just ate? Do you know how hard that is? No matter how much you had on the first time, you still want another plate? Right. And best believe that second scoop was no mistake. Damn. I just realized I said steak. A nice ribeye on the grill, wouldn't that be great? Listen, pros of dating a big dude. If we go on a date, if you got a taste for anything, best believe I got a place. Oh, you had to reschedule? That's cool. I'm gonna just keep that reservation because I'm still eating for two. Well, y'all know I'm having fun with it, but some days I do get blue. Because being a big dude, there are really just some things you can't do. Like, when I go to the mall, I'm really just going to sightsee. Because it ain't nothing in that that can fit me. She said, oh, she's sad for me. She's like, nigga, you right, you're really depressed. I'm not. I love myself. It's different. But even the shoe stores are a stretch. Because depending on what size was the shoe, I need at least a 15. Yeah, man. Being big ain't easy. But I'm making a change. Now I just get a Diet Coke. I appreciate y'all. And I'm TimbukTuesday. You want to follow me on Instagram? It's Tim BUKTU_31.
Give it up one more time, man.
Yeah, that was my commentary. Like I said, I enjoyed that very much. Shout out to Cleveland Holmes for that room. He actually does. I don't know if he still does it. I haven't talked to him in a minute. I haven't been up there. I'll be busy talking about balls every Wednesday 7 to 9. Also Wednesdays we got She Vibes from 8:30 to 9:30. Actually, I want to shout out Kevin Kwan finally came back this Sunday. Kevin Kwan is back. They're back from 3. I think they're gonna be 3:30 to 5:30. I'm not exactly sure, but follow right by Medium Ratchet. Shout out to Precious. And then right after that will be Steel City Renegades. Mondays we have Just Therapy. They come to the couch with Just Therapy. They're pretty dope. Hey, Kyle said he accepts, Chip. What's up, Auntie? I think I said it, but I'm gonna say it again. What up, Auntie? Bars, appreciate you, Willis. Chipper said he's the Kyle accepts your challenge. You already know what it is. It's Tuesday with TimbukTuesday, 6 to 8 every Tuesday. I miss a Tuesday in here to set up, some live remotes, which we just did. Shout out to Lucy Shenanigans. And actually, this Friday we are doing another remote up at tattoo therapy. Since we were talking about just therapy, we're doing tattoo therapy up at in Parma Heights. It's gonna be pretty dope. I think that's gonna be a fun night. It's gonna be Lex doing a Friday show as well as Lee Money. So shout out to them. And thinking of Lex is gonna be on Thursday. He's still gonna do his Thursday show. So if you can't watch the Friday night show, you can definitely watch Thursday night, which we will have a special guest, Fred. Club Pizzle also on Thursdays. Broad Street South is actually Tuesdays and Thursdays. Shout out to Broad Street South. Back on Tuesday. I know I'm jumping through the days here, but we got a lot of shows here on Redline Radio. On the Redline Radio LLC.com website, as you can see behind my fro. It is Chipper from 6 to 10. He is playing right now, playing some nice little music. He does 60s, 70s, 80s. I believe he does 52, and he does requests. So if you call in or you send him a message like, "Hey Chip, I would love to hear this song," he's gonna play it for you. Shout out to Chip. Back on Thursdays, Money's Crazy soundtrack also on the Redline Radio LLC.com website. He runs that from 10 to midnight. Fridays from 6 to 8, we got the Grapevine. Oh, I heard it through the grapevine. Ooh, oh, oh, ah. Followed by Money's Crazy Mind. And then Saturday, which we actually do pre-record usually for Jin, is from 8:30 to 9:30. Tonight, I believe not tonight, but Saturday she will have Ulysses Dickerson and Laura something. I don't remember, but I will remember tonight. And then Saturday nights, also Too Much Information. Shout out to TMI. They are from 10 to midnight every Saturday night. But to start the day with sports, we have 4th and 15 with Mel and Smooth. I said that smoothly, didn't I? I'm finding them goddamn snaps. I don't know how I'm gonna find them, where I'm gonna find them, but they getting found. Hide and go seek. Ain't got shit on me. I always tell people I suck at hide and go seek because I'm hard to miss. I always got caught as a kid. Like, it sucked. I ain't play hide and go seek. I ain't play hide and go seek. I ain't play tag. I ain't play duck goose. Anything that had to do with running. And the only thing I did was dodgeball, because you ain't really got to run that far. You catch the ball or you can dodge. I got a quick first step. I'll tell you that much. After that, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. And so, but I did that. I play basketball, but only half court. Nigga, I ain't running full court. I can't do it. I'll be sitting there tired as hell. I can't run. But back to the poetry. Poems are like music for me. Like I just like how it digs in a little bit, and make you really think and make you feel. And that's the reason why my poem has stuck lately, because I don't feel anything. I'm a robot. My nigga Sonny said from iRobot, I don't feel. I don't know what to do right now. My nigga Will Smith was like, leave my wife's name out your fucking mouth, Sonny. I didn't see your wife. No, but poetry definitely, like, when I get into my real deep like moods, like where I'm like really feeling like I need to kind of get something off my chest, I go to writing. And I've written a few things. Like I would have to really find them, because like poetry for me, like I'll send like little poems and here and there to my best friend. Shout out to Tier. Um, um, let's see if I can find some real quick, really quickly here. Um, this sucks. I can't find it. There we go. Notes. Notes to self. God damn it, I can't find notes. Anyway, fuck it. I'm gonna go off the dome here. So I always talk about this thing called life. Hey, hold on before I get to my poetry. Shout out to Lex Vegas. He said roses are red, the baby daddy's balls are blue. The coldest host on Tuesdays, none other than Timbuktu. I ain't even gotta say shit else. I ain't even gotta say it. My nigga said it for me. Shout out to Lex, man. Every Thursday, 7-8. We be having a ball, man. We be having a ball. Hey, what up, Miss KT? Shout out to KT. She on the couch every Monday. Yeah, it was fire, wasn't it? It was fire. Yeah. Shout out to Lex, man. Shout out to Lex. That was bars. No, but all right. So let me dig into my poetry bag. So seriously, what I like to do is I like to talk about life a lot, because life is the one thing that everyone can relate to. If I talk about my life, people are gonna be like, nigga, you just talk about food. No, but life will take you down a long trip. You'll be driving and you thinking you cool, and then rain come and now you slip. You slide into the wall, get out your car just to see it scraped up. But see, the thing is, you got to go back around and pick your mirror back up. I don't even know what I've said. But once you pick that mirror up and you can see the things clearly behind you, you feel everything that you go through. Something like somebody writing something you can rhyme to. I'm just trying to get off the top of the dome because it really ain't great. But just make sure you here every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Don't be late. Yeah, that was terrible. I know. I know that was terrible. I know it was terrible. But I mean, with poetry though, like I said, you it's all a feel. You want to be able to resonate with the music or the poetry that you are saying. You want it to come from your heart. And if it doesn't come from your heart, then it stinks. Anybody else got any poems? Anybody else got any poetry? I know some of the great poets was Maya Angelou. I know y'all familiar with Maya Angelou. She's a phenomenal woman, phenomenally. I did her for Black History Month, and that's you definitely got to give her a shout out when it comes to poetry. Poetry is just for her, like when I was talking about the women making poems that say something I wouldn't be able to resonate with. She still was able to, I think, bring a full spectrum to everybody, being able to see black or white, woman or man, I should say black or other cultured, because I don't want to just say white. She was able to really pull in everyone, and I think that comes with it comes with the confidence, and that's why I tell people, like, if you be you 100%, especially with with poetry, people are gonna feel it. They gonna make it. I heard a poem this morning that was fire. Well, read it, put it in the message, copy and paste it. I know you probably like, I can't type all that shit. but the copy and paste it and put it on here so we could hear it. I think it'll be dope. Poetry, it just, it when I really started to understand words, to like really break them down and really hear what's going on, not just listen to the context clues and be like, all right, they said they going fishing, so what that got to do with sinking? Like, because you got to throw your line in your sinker, right? So you never thought of that, right? But poetry usually is able to bring it all together, and I think that's what music was going with it. It was, it's poetry to a beat. Oh, you sent it to me. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can pull it up. I think it's gonna be dope. Oh, thank you. I love you too. Thank you for being my friend and family. I don't think you were saying it to me, but still. All right, here we go. Mark pulling up. He said, roses are red, good weed is green. Damn, that gas station burrito just blew up my spleen. Actually, no. Did you put some hot sauce on that burrito? Because it looked good to me. Hot sauce on my burrito, baby. No, you look good to me. Hot sauce on my burrito, baby. No, you look good to me. All right, here we go. I think I got it. I got it. Ooh, I got it. Clutch. She says, I like you need a colonoscopy. Let's see. I clearly suck at this. I am not the best producer. It's kind of hard to see. That's one thing I like about doing the producer side of it, because you really get to see everything. You really get to see how people really are working this board, because this board ain't easy. It's not easy. But here we go.
She don't just come for your tea. She stick around to help you with them dishes. I'm not talking gossip and shit. I'm talking about the type of women stick around to help you process your shit.
Help
See,
me,
I be
girl.
hanging out with cosmic chicks. Some got degrees, some spit, some of them shape shift, some of them make shit. Every one of them sacred, none of them make shift. I got one that I pray with. And I got one that you probably shouldn't play with, cause she stay with the shits, and I got one that I slay with. If we talking glamour and glitz, me and my girls be on goals. We like to get it together, and when I'm not on my toes, she tell me get it together. She be peeping them snakes, never bring me no beef or no hate, and when I'm lost in my fear, my sis get me back deep in my faith. I look up, and here come my rock with a rock to remind you them beasts I enslaved. We never let time get in the way. We know we both got lives, but we both are hop a boat for our ship when it comes down to the wire. Fight fire in hell. I like the higher in self, and I never go thirsty because my sisters got wells. And we water each other. Sometimes we're daughter and mother when that nurture is needed. Sometimes we're windows and mirrors for reflection and reason. Regal when reaching our dreams. We'll take one for the team when the going gets tough, and you'll get your ass checked on your mess, but it's all wrapped up in love. Sisterhood, sold up, then showed up so many times it's insurmountable, holding me down and accountable. That's why even if I disagree with her, you never catch it on social media. I'm gonna say that shit again, because even if I disagree with her, you never catch it on social media. Face to face, I'm gonna go and meet with her. We don't do messy. We grown. We don't send no text when we vex. We know it's easy to get the tone wrong, and we've been doing this for far too long. Some things are just amateur. On or off camera, that's why even when she's tripping, I never hit below the belt or say words to damage her. On or off camera, we be a classic picture, righteous and ratchet, a well-rounded mixture. My friends be fixtures in my life, lifting me towards the light on my darkest of days. At our age, we clear on what the value be. That's why even when she's tripping, I forgive her just as many times as I forgave dudes who didn't value me. Let me say that part again. That's why even when she's tripping, I forgive her just as many times as I forgave dudes who didn't value me. She deserves my mercy too. So I give it freely. We be out here on our Nettie and Sealy. Nothing but death will keep us from it. I thank God for the squad I can summon. If I'm calling, they coming. That's why when I'm balling, it's nothing. Because when I'm falling, they ground me. And if I don't say it enough, today I want to say it loudly. I'm grateful for each of you. Even though you're all proud of me, know that I'm nothing more than a reflection of the women I keep around me.
You see that? You see how she was? Whoa, what is going on?
The definition of
What is going on? Why am I hearing cars? Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, she definitely, shout out to her. Damn, nice lady just dropped it. That was deep as hell as well. Yeah, for sure. That was definitely it was dope for what I heard. You know, it was definitely sick, SB. It was definitely nice. And this woman that I'm about to have on is definitely going to do, you know, kill it as well. But we are gonna take a break here and get my guest in. She is on her way up. Of course, Dave is here making a lot of noise. I'm just playing. But we gonna take a quick break, and I'm gonna get my guest here, and hopefully she drop a couple bars for y'all. We'll be right back.
They want that aggression. They want what I know. Cause my mind is my weapon, and since adolescence, been blessed with these words. And they cook they like breakfast, you know I'm gon' bless them. For sure I'ma bless them.
Take them to church, bitch, I put in that
you
work.
know they like breakfast, for sure gotta bless them.
Take them to church, bitch, I put in that
They
work.
want that aggression. They want what I know. Cause my mind is my weapon, and since adolescence, been blessed with these words. And they cook they like breakfast, you know I'm gon' bless them. For sure I'ma bless them.
Take them to church, bitch, I put in that
You
work.
know I'ma bless them. For sure gotta bless them.
Take them to church, bitch, I put in that work.
See me in the yard, respect it. Hear me and it's unexpected. Out here rhyming, trying to make some sense. Not just rhyming, am I making sense? I'm in the booth and whipping up the wrist. Cooking meals, that's a double dip. They want it all, but I never trip. Making hits, nigga, fuck a miss. On everything till my bones is twigs. Till it ain't no meat on my ribs. Keep grinding, man, I cannot slip. What's on my hip if I up this bitch? It's self-defense, I'ma end some shit. I swing low when I'm bending, bitch. I'm with my team and I never switch. Low key, been on the throne with it. King Crown D-Man, spending next week's cash we passing. Old school's going slow like school zones. D who they want me so much, I had to go and get 2 phones. Throwing parties in my new home, where the girlies get their shoes on. Claim I changed up 2-tone, never that, list the shoes chrome. Gone. They want that aggression, I lock it and load it. Can't wait till I blow it, it's going. Go, smoke like locomotive, that money the motive. My words keep it flowing, you know it. You know they like breakfast. Stack cake like it's breakfast. I'm counting these blessings I see manifested. That aggression, my weapon, a gift and a curse, but it's more like a blessing. They want what I know, cause my mind is my weapon. And since adolescence, been blessed with these words. And they cook they like breakfast, you know I'm gon' bless them. For sure I'ma bless them.
Take them to church, bitch, I put in that
You know
work.
they like breakfast, for sure gotta bless them.
Take them to church, bitch, I put in that
They
work.
want that aggression, they want what I know, cause my mind is my weapon. And since adolescence, been blessed with these words. And they cook they like breakfast, you know I'm gon' bless them. For sure I'ma bless them.
Take them to church, bitch, I put in that
You know
work.
I'ma bless them. For sure gotta bless them.
Take them to church, bitch, I put in that work.
My brother was pushing the kid, I had no degree. Needed roommates for the leads. My cousin was not yet a mother. I hid in the covers to keep the monsters off of me. Telling you life is progression. The harder the lessons, the better that you learn the keys. Set myself ablaze just to keep it burning. Anything and everything to keep it coming. Blessings. I don't mind a bee sting just to keep it buzzing. Blessings. Anything and everything to keep the hustle. Blessings. Until this whole city is referencing me, make a storm and I still can you see the debris? I count all of my blessings and pray for the weak. These verses highly favored just to say the least. Blessings. Spare all the innocents, come and slay the beast. Blessings. You niggas gon' beef and I'm saying come for me. Cause y'all niggas been rapping, I've been an MC. They praying we fall like the leaves. Got all of these strategies, all of these tweets. I done got close to can't kill my disease. I got the infection spread all in the team. Blessings, 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 blessings. I done seen niggas that die over words. So I pray for the best while I'm prep for the
They want
worst.
that aggression, they want what I know, cause my mind is my weapon. And since adolescence, been blessed with these words. And they cook they like breakfast, you know I'm gon' bless them. For sure I'ma bless them.
Take them to church, bitch, I put in that
You know
work.
they like breakfast, for sure gotta bless them.
Take them to church, bitch, I put in that
They want
work.
that aggression, they want what I know, cause my mind is my weapon. And since adolescence, been blessed with these words. And they cook they like breakfast, you know I'm gon' bless them. For sure I'ma bless them.
Take them to church, bitch, I put in that
You know
work.
I'ma bless them. For sure gotta bless them.
Take them to church, bitch, I put in that work.
Young hard-headed little boy, ain't wanna listen, so I just did it. Thought a lot of niggas was fishy. Mom Duke say I'ma end up in prison. Times got hard, I'm under the light. Badass supposed to be in the house. Niggas cracking jokes when I answer the phone. Mom Dukes yelling, bring your ass home. Money on the way, so I'm still gonna be late. Fuck a ass whooping, I wanted to pay. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Mama was just trying to make me away. Too young to get the picture, couldn't even think. Blessing for hoes, come get a drink. Go ahead, smoke this crunch with me. Later on, leave with the happy feet. Lil' mama screaming out rainbow. Beat it out the frame, then up to the back row. They say I'm too aggressive, I'm applying pressure. Put it to your neck, buy the fucking check. Turn the chick house to the money spot. Mind frame of cane, cause got plenty spots. Mad Max brain, gotta chop it up. Dollar bill flow, got them water diamonds. Bernie make my wrist, it's a house party. Like Martin told Gina, it's between us. Keep your mind on the money, then we team up. She a rider, so she driving while I'm rolling up. I put it down on the hustle, so she know the game. Gotta stay up on my grind, can't be switching lanes. All I know is hard times I gotta maintain. Living life like chess, trying to make a move.
They want that aggression, they want what I know, cause my mind is my weapon. And since adolescence, been blessed with these words. And they cook they like breakfast, you know I'm gon' bless them. For sure I'ma bless them.
Take them to church, bitch, I put in that
You know
work.
they like breakfast, for sure gotta bless them.
Take them to church, bitch, I put in that
They
work.
want that aggression, they want what I know, cause my mind is my weapon. And since adolescence, been blessed with these words. And they cook they like breakfast, you know I'm gon' bless them. For sure I'ma bless them.
Take them to church, bitch, I put in that
You know
work.
I'ma bless them. For sure gotta bless them.
Take them to church, bitch, I put in that work.
Yeah, take them to church. Take them to church. Yeah, bitch, I put in that work. Hey, 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 hey. Take them to church. Take them to church. Put in that work.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Not yet. So, welcome to the second half of the show. We are back. We shout out a couple more sponsors before I bring on our guests here. Shout out to Dynatech. Dynatech, as testified by many satisfied customers, have the best saw blades in the fasting cutting, long-lasting blades in the industry. Their customer satisfaction is how they measure their success at Dynatech, and their engineers are always available to help you troubleshoot and solve problems at your job site. You know, I'll be needing that troubleshooting. Be fucking up sometimes. But Dynatech is the only saw blade company recommended by the pave marking manufacturing industry. Damn, that, you know how good you got to be for a whole industry to only say, hey, only get it from them. They are located in Elyria, Ohio. Dynatech is committed to being on top of the diamond saw blade companies around the world. Their product includes saw blades. I just said that. Abrasive blades and pave marking blades. They also have core drill rigs and core drill bits. They also have high-speed gas saws powered by my gas. They have masonry saws, walk behind saws because I damn sure ain't walking in front of it. And they also have tile saws. And they have other construction equipment if you need it. You know, they got the jackhammers. They got all type of stuff. But they stand behind their product with a warranty and customer service that will keep their customers satisfied and ranks them the best in the industry. You know how good you got to be for me to say industry 3 times? You got to be really good. You can get them in Elyria at 161 Reeser Court in Elyria, Ohio. That is 44035. You can call them today at 1-800-446-9001. Or if you just you don't want to talk to nobody, you just want to email them, you can email them at sales@dynatech.com or visit their website, which is dynatech.com. And of course, one of our favorite sponsors here, because she is sitting here, Miss Lisa. And that is Grown Wings Adult Services. They're the official sponsor of the state-of-the-art Studio 2. Yeah. So when we are talking about balls with all the green screens, we be at Studio 2, which is sponsored by Grown Wings. And they have been in the adult service, for over 7 years of experience with adult services. I don't know why that came out so funny. I feel like it's the way it's written. But they've been taking care of adults for over 7 years with the disabilities. So, you know, grandma, cousin that, you know, missing a leg, Lieutenant Dan, they take care of all of them. And you can call them at 234-334-7547. That is Lisa directly. So she gonna get you right. I'm sorry I messed up your sponsorship, Lisa. I love you too, Lisa. But we are now in the second half of the show, and we are gonna bring on my guest here. She's a good friend from high school. I seen her again doing poetry at the B-side. I don't know, think about it. I think I recorded you. I might have recorded you that night. But like I've been talking about poetry the whole episode, and people will always say, you know, a picture is worth 1,000,000 words. Well, you got to have those 1,000,000 words to make that picture. And I believe she got those 1,000,000 words if y'all need it. And y'all give a round of applause for Miss Mary. What's going on, Mary? How you doing?
Hey, everybody.
How you feeling?
I feel amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I feel like I'm somebody now.
You are somebody. You say it's here. I am somebody.
Somebody.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
All right. Well, I assume you want to hear a little something.
Yeah. Well,
something. Okay.
We definitely do. We're going to start it off with the poetry. Let's go.
So this will actually be only my second time attempting to perform without my phone.
Okay.
Even though I guess that wouldn't really matter in this particular situation. It's all about growth. So I thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely.
So what I'm about to recite, I guess, doesn't have a title.
Okay.
Because I kind of want to do some research, see how the audience, responds to this piece.
Okay.
So I'd rather perform it first and then kind of talk about what it's about.
Okay.
Okay. These last few months, they feel like I've been staring down the double barrels of a shotgun, wondering how bad it will hurt if you finally pull the trigger, because you feel triggered, dropping off a package in my lap that I never even asked to be delivered, and faster than ink could dry, your obsession unpacked itself, exposing open wounds self-medicated by crack addiction. Mental illness amplified after being coddled by neglection. Shallow graves dig themselves deeper each time you escape to the place where reality pairs itself with fiction. If only your burdens could bury themselves instead of passing themselves down like a tradition. I guess you became my problem the moment I paid you any bit of attention. And now I see how your type are easily forgotten about, because caring, it just seems too expensive. If in the beginning was the word and the word was God, then I'll assume he's somewhere in you. I'll assume that your story has a purpose, because in the end, it has been written, just forgotten about. Like the tattered missing dog flyer barely hanging on to the staple riddle pole on the corner. Except, unlike that missing dog, no one ever came looking for you. So instead, you came looking for somebody to own you. I guess your purpose in life may have been to bring awareness to illnesses that go too long untreated. Well, to be on the receiving end, I'll let you know that your demons appear to be relentless. Your threats are endless. And our society is too scared to look over its own damn shoulder out of macro fears that it might see you. Out of fear that it might come face to face with the illnesses of its world and have to deal with you. So instead, you heard my name one day, and like a leech, you latched onto it. You followed, cornered, and threatened me with it. Hell, you knew my name before I even knew you existed. And so, 4 court dates, 3.5 months, 2 police reports, and 1 protection order later.
Hey.
We wait here. Poem.
Ooh. I can't. You might not be able to hit a finger snaps, but I told you I was gonna find that one. That's hard. Okay. So we definitely would love to unpack that.
For sure.
No.
So that's probably only the second time that I've put that in front of the public. And what it is about is I work in downtown Cleveland, and when you work in downtown Cleveland, you get to see like a lot of illnesses just of Cleveland. You know, Cleveland's a great place, but we know the illnesses of our city and what it comes with. And so, downtown is a concentration of, it's a dumping spot for, things and people that people don't care about. And so, in working in downtown Cleveland, I happened to pick up a stalker.
Oh.
So that started back in May. And the guy, he just, honestly came out of nowhere, and he followed me to my parking garage. He followed from behind me, calling me by my name.
Oh.
And I never knew how he figured out my name, because in my line of work, I don't wear a badge. I'm not on the phone when I leave my place of work, because, just as a woman, you park in downtown. By the time I get off, you just have to be cautious. So I try not to be distracted. And so one day, you know, he just followed me to my garage. I didn't even know it. And, you know, I heard somebody calling my name from behind me, and it was him. And so it turned into a whole thing. He was very aggressive. He had backed me into like the corner of the garage and everything like that. And somebody had to intervene, saying, you know, she's not interested, because you didn't have to know what was happening to know what was happening. And so a guy kind of came to my defense, you know, the guy, you know, who was, you know, who knew my name, who later became my stalker, because this was just the beginning. You know, he just wouldn't back off. He was very persistent in asking for a date, and he would yell my name. And so the guy who intervened told me to run upstairs, get my car, come back outside. And that wasn't the end of it. That was just the beginning. And the guy, he was standing in the middle of the street when I pulled out of my garage, still screaming my name, asking me out on dates. I had told him that I was in a relationship. He said he didn't care nothing about that. But you know what? I thought that would have been, even as scary as it was, because it's just like, how does this person know your name? And clearly they know your routine, because they waited for you. They followed you, you know, and they have these hopes. But naively, I was even hoping that was an isolated incident. Maybe, you know, he overheard my name one day. Yeah. I don't know. But, and he just hung on to it. And so that was just the beginning. It was like the next week and the next week and the next week. So he would show up to my job now. And, you know, he would just always come up from behind me and just sneak up on me. And then, like, the most recent straw is, like, I had this video on Instagram. He had followed me into a hotel, and I didn't even know. And I was trying to get something out of the vending machine.
He's still actively.
It's 4 court dates later. So I'm still going through this. My next court date is December 16th. Warrants out for his arrest and everything. It's been a whole thing. But in this moment, when it started, like, I just felt so vulnerable. Yeah. And it's just like a part of me is fearful. You know, I'm scared. You know, I'm just going through all these emotions, because it's like a movie almost. But then the other part of me, being who I am, can't help but have some part of compassion, because I want to know what even brought you to the place of thinking that this is okay. Who neglected you, and what are you looking for, or what do I remind you of, to where you've become this toxic to my life and yourself? And so I had made this video. The last time he harassed me, he always will get me in the corner, because he's quiet. He knows my movements. And this time I got him on tape. And I just wanted to put it out there, because the interactions became so intense. He's so relentless that I didn't know how this was going to escalate. So I'm saying, let me get him on tape, and I'm going to put it out there. That way, if something ever happened to me, you know, y'all have a clue. And so when I posted that video, so many women were like, me too. Oh my God, it's the guy. Oh, I remember him from whatever, like, what up, blah, blah, blah.
So this is something that he does frequently.
Yeah, but it just shows that he has been passed down, because to have the outcry of so many women saying that they have been harassed by this particular individual, there has to be some paper trail of police reports. And these women are saying that they reported it, right? And so then when I have my experience with the police, they say the guy has no record. So it's just like, okay. And so then,
so they got the right guy. Shit,
get this. One day they ended up getting him, because they put a warrant out for his arrest. He was acting up, doing something else. They ran him, got him for me. And he was supposed to be arrested. They had taken him to St. Vincent first for a mental health evaluation. St. Vincent kicked him out. And so he didn't end up going to jail, because jail was the next step. He was going to St. Vincent and then to jail.
So why they kicked him out?
Kicked him out. That part was never disclosed to me. I suppose he must have been having, you know, a way with them, and they kicked him out.
Was it a kick out, or was it like did he really get kicked out, or did they just say, did they evaluate him to not be sick?
You know, that's a good question. I guess it's something that I'll never know, because honestly, the pieces of information that I were privy to is because, like, it's like, I know somebody who knows somebody in the police department. So they kind of tell me, you know what I'm saying? But when they first got him, they wouldn't even tell me his name, nothing about him. And it was such a violating feeling, because it was like, okay, well, he knows everything about me. He could come to my job. He could call me by my name. He called me by I don't even know this man's name, you know? And so it's just like, it shows like how you have just really gone through the cracks. Yeah. And so I just began to find new things out. And I've been to court dates with him. He's demanding in court, yelling at the judge, talking about, let me see her. Let me talk to her. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
My question is, like, what is it that you would have had done to make this man like really do like this, and you don't know him. So obviously I would ask, what work do you do? Are you able to answer that, publicly?
Myself?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm in the hospitality and restaurant industry. I'm an event planner.
Okay.
So right now I work downtown for a fine dining restaurant, and just the looks of the guy, he would have stuck out like a sore thumb. Okay. You know what I'm saying? If he was like a patron who had come through.
Okay.
Just because it's the check-in process is just so hard. He would have stuck out. He would have stuck out. So I don't know, but I'm kind of still going through it, and it's just been a big bureaucracy, like just trying to be safe and things like that. Like he's come to my job when I wasn't there, harassing people trying to get in, trying to see and ask me. I'll be at home on my couch. My manager will call me and just be like, "It's the guy. He's here. We called the cops." So but it's like CPD's response time is just so slow.
And you downtown already. Like, I don't understand.
That was another kicker though, right? Because they told me that, downtown is the most populated area in terms of, CPD.
Yeah.
On one particular instant where, he had cornered me and was harassing me. And he just was telling me the people were around me trying to help me. People are always around, but he doesn't care about people.
Yeah.
That only makes him want to react more.
Yeah.
And so this particular day, it took them 6 hours to come out. My job had me locked in the office.
6 hours.
Yeah.
6 hours.
Yeah.
And he was there the whole time.
Yeah. And their response to me was basically, man, we have so many shootings and stabbings. You're really not a priority. So I said, oh, you have to find my body in order for you to come. What about preventative measures? And they were just like, oh, well, downtown Cleveland, blah, blah, blah. So the officers who ended up coming, because I'm talking to the dispatcher, I'm like, why haven't you sent anyone yet? And by the time the cops come, they just said, oh, anytime, it's supposed to be 6 to 7 cars in the district at a time. Today, there were 0 cars in downtown Cleveland. So why would I feel comfortable?
What was the chances of that? Like, how is there 0 cars in the most populated area
I
of
guess
the city?
That spread thin. It's just been because they ended up, one time they arrested him. And we're going through this court case right now. So they're asking me like, oh, well, what do you want? The prosecutor's asking me like, how do you want us to push this? Do you want him to, be released? And then, we'll have more time to try the case, or we could keep him up, but, we'll be rushed and we won't be as prepared. And so he said, but we could put a GPS on him. That way, if, he gets out, and he comes near you, we'll kind of know and we'll just naturally respond. I said, why would I trust something like that when you just told me that there's 0 cars downtown Cleveland? Why would I think that he's gonna whatever? It's just been a whole process. It's been a lot. I done had deep. So many protection orders, temporary it just is crazy. And he just keeps going into the street. Like, it's a problem nobody wants to deal with. The drug addiction, mental health, all this stuff.
So so do you know a little bit of information about
I do at this point, because it's been so many police reports. And so every time you make a police report, and then I get a little upset, and then they'll, do a little more digging once I get upset with them, and then they'll give me little bits and details. So they'll say little things like, oh, well, I see where we last got him here. Oh, I see.
For this man not to have a record. This man got arrested so many times.
Last time we retained him, we see he had, a pipe on him. We see he had this, or, we see his last item. But it's all like bits and pieces,
Yeah, that's definitely wild. And I mean, I definitely would like to dig into that more, but I definitely want to go into, a little bit more positivity into, exactly into you, that you're here, you the guest. We not giving we not shedding no light on this man besides the negative, we can get this man caught.
That's the backstory of the piece.
Yeah, that's true. That's deep. That's deep that and I'm sorry that you're going through anything like that. Me having, grew up in a house with 3 sisters, like the last thing, I ever wanted was, for them to even be harassed in that way, sexually assaulted, anything like that. And when I see and hear stuff like that, it always like makes you wonder, like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Like, and from what I'm told, like, it happens a lot. And, for you to say that other women have come out and said, they've experienced that, it sucks, man. And like I said, I don't even want to give that man no light, man. Fuck that guy.
Oh yeah. Fuck him.
Fuck you.
With the biggest sick dick.
Right. So your
You gotta
poetry.
say that on air.
Yeah, you can say anything you want. We can say whatever the fuck we want on this motherfucker.
Okay.
But poetry, like how? So when you really start falling in love with poetry?
I've always been a writer. I published a book when I was in elementary school for poetry. So I've always been a writer. Like math and science is like not my thing. I'm like, oh God. Like I could do the minimal, the basics to get me through life. Like, I know how to count my change back. You know,
for sure.
Make sure you're not
For sure.
I've always been more so hands-on, creative, a writer.
Okay.
Just something about words and the power that they bring. And I had taken a break from it, and then let's see, I had went through a period when the pandemic came. I was laid off for 2 years, so it gave me that free time again, and I was frustrated, honestly, about some things. And so the way that I would deal with things when I don't know how to process them is to write about them or tell a story.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of pulled me back into it. And then I was looking for open mic nights. At the time, I was outside of the community, so I had no idea where to find them in Cleveland. Just doing the general Google searches wasn't hitting for me. And so my friend said, girl, why don't you try B-side? But I hadn't been to B-side in like 10 years.
Yeah.
Since like I had, initially took a stage.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, they still do it? And then she's like, yeah. And so I'm like, when is it? And she's like, 10 p.m. on Tuesday. I'm like, oh, Lord. On a weekday.
On a work day.
Yeah. So I started tapping back into it with, Lyrical Rhythms.
Yeah.
And then that's when I ran into you.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to, grow and see what else was happening. And just from coming to that scene, which is a good platform for a lot of people, people just started inviting me out. Hey, I do my open mic over here. Hey, I do one over here. And schedule permitting, I tried to go support everybody. And people just started saying, like, you should take it more serious and, whatever. Because, I do lack a little confidence sometimes, even though I'm loud. And when I get to, whatever, it's nerve wracking because, your art, what they say, you're sensitive about your shit. Who was that? Eric?
I'm sensitive about my shit.
So it was like, I don't know. And then, when you go into certain communities, there is cliques, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, I kind of know everybody. And, you got to figure out where to fall in. But when I stepped back into the poetry scene, it was just all love.
That's what's up.
It was all love. And so I just started hopping around more and more.
Yeah.
People just started giving me encouragement and giving me tips. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to pour myself back into this. And I've always enjoyed just live performance. It's something about anybody's live performance. I don't care if you're talking about poetry, music, a play. Yeah. It's something unique. Even if I go on your show tomorrow, the way I recited that is not going to be the same. Yeah. It's going to be me and you's unique experience. And that's what I like about it.
That's dope. That's dope. So you've, out of, do you have a favorite venue of where you've done your poetry?
Yes, I will. I won't say like a venue per se, but I have
poetic moments.
I have my favorite supporters in the community who host their open mics.
Okay,
they'll do them at different venues, and when those people invite me out, I'm coming.
Hey,
I'm running. So I'm gonna shout out Wall Street West.
Hey, shout out to Wall Street.
I'm gonna shout out Morgan Page.
Hey,
Just Cause. All those individuals those are people, I think, Charmed by Blaze. When I started hopping back on the scene, all those waymakers just gave me a platform and just showed me so much love. I love Wall Street West. Going to anything he hosts. He'll hop around to different little venues in the city, and wherever he goes, I love supporting him because he gives you this introduction, and he really takes time to know each poet, no matter how small or large the crowd is. It's so personal with him. He's such a supporter. It's just such a calming experience. How many of us come off our jobs? We stress, some people's advice.
I'm stressed as fuck right now.
You might say, I need a drink. I'm like, shit, I need a drink and some open mic.
Hey.
So that's my thing. And so Wall Street West, he really got me tapped back into it. And then when I went to his event, he was hosting it at Floods at the time. And then that's when I saw Morgan Page. And I saw her, and I'm like, that sister is dope.
Yeah.
And so she just took off and started doing her own open mics, and now they're traveling. And so anytime she'll post an event, I'm going to go and support her. Hey. And Just Cause, he's young, but he's just full of fire.
Hey. He said he may be young, but he ready.
He's ready. And so a lot of the people who I, look up to, I guess, in this local Cleveland poetry scene. You know, they are taking off and they're doing new things. They're starting new classes. New doors have opened up for them. So I guess right now I'm just trying to make my own way. So
Okay.
that's why I'm here at Redline.
Hey, well, we definitely glad to have you. Definitely glad to have you. How would you describe your poetry? Like, what would be your poetry style?
Passionate.
Passionate. Ooh.
Wow. It's like Charmed by Blaze. She invited me to this Sip and Paint poetry event. It was like real sexy. It was like poetic justice was the theme.
Hey.
So it was like you had the Sip and Paint happening. You had the DJ over here. It's the live artist going. You got poets, you know, going at the same time. You got your mimosas flowing.
Hey, gotta have a drink.
She invited me. She invited me to perform, and I'm honored at the time. Like, sure, I'll be there. And then she sends me a text like after I accepted, and she's like, "Oh, you know, bring 3 poems about love." And I'm like, "Oh."
She like, I ain't feeling that shit right now.
You know, and I'm just like, I had to look at all my work, and I'm like, I think I discovered something about myself. I don't know how to write about love, and I don't know why that is, but I'm motivated to write when I'm going through something, or it's something that's happened to me. You know, I'm inspired. And I guess I haven't been inspired by love in terms of what we think love might look like stereotypically. Lovey-dovey stuff, something soft.
So what is that? So what does love look like to you? You
know, I mean,
she said, love.
I guess love it to me isn't an emotion. You know, it's an attachment. Okay. And I would want to think about it being softer, a blissful thing to think about or be, or, you know, to have a connection to someone or something.
Yeah. You say softer. So is your love hard? Like, I'm trying to figure it out.
Maybe it is, because I think I'm easy to love. I think people can love me easy, but I think it's hard for me to let people in. And I think that's because I'm scared of being vulnerable, being hurt. I have an attachment issue. So it's just like, if I don't let you in, then I won't get attached. I'm thinking maybe that's what it is, or maybe some type of abandonment. I don't want to think about love like stereotypically how I think about love is, but love is bigger than a lovey-dovey, right? You know, love is grit, love is grind. And maybe in that part that of it, maybe I do love. Maybe my love is poetry. Maybe when I recite, that's literally love. But how she was asking me to write about it in the sense of romance and couples and Valentine's Day, I didn't have a story to write. I'm always single around Valentine's Day. So I don't know.
Well, you got your sweetest day just passed.
Right. But I ain't even celebrate that holiday. I didn't even, because it don't read for me. But what I love is poetry.
Hey.
But the topic of romance, I'll say more so love and romance, I struggle because it was I got the impression that she wanted like a soft delivery, something soothing while the painting's happening. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm that girl.
Well, love is passionate. So I mean, I could see you bringing a very passionate, you know, poem or passionate body of work to the poetry scene. I mean, because you definitely. I would definitely say, well, anytime I see you do poetry, it is very, very, very passionate. It's very strong. It is it draws you in, and then it smacks you in the head, like, because it's like it's intense. So I mean, I don't know, maybe I would suggest, you know, just trying to you know, dig into it, put a little energy into I don't know, maybe you should, before you even write the poem, maybe you should dig into trying to feel that, trying to be vulnerable. Go ahead. I mean, I understand you don't want to be hurt, but allow yourself to get to that point where you could possibly be touched. I don't know. I mean, you know, obviously I can't, you know, speak for you. But it's definitely something that, you know, I feel like with comedy, where it comes to, you know, being open and vulnerable, you know, it has to be something that, you know, people can relate to.
Yeah.
I guess I've never done a love joke. Now that I think about it, except loving food. I love a good burger. Like,
I love food too. What's not to love about food?
I tell this to everybody: eating. There's nothing better than eating. You can't name me something that's better than eating. Can you figure out anything better than eating?
No, not really. I mean, I know what some people might say, but food is like everything. Like that's my check. I prioritize.
Yeah.
I wrote a poem. I'm not going to recite it today, but I got a poem about lemon pepper wings. Like,
Hey.
see, that's something that moves me. Food. See, this is why we get along. So, but you know what? I think that's really good advice. I did come to that particular event with an attempted love piece, and you know what? The audience wasn't feeling it, but that was okay. Because it taught me that you do need to learn how to read a room, and it taught me how to react to a live audience. Like usually I am used to honestly getting up in front of an audience and people digging it, or I'm able to get them right away because of the passion. This was the first time I received a challenge and people was just kind of like blah, or I didn't get them roared up, or it wasn't like the huge reaction at the end. And I was hurt behind it because, again, that's me stepping up, being vulnerable.
Yeah.
And
talking about her
like
shit.
Hurts. It felt like, oh, y'all hurt me. I'm sharing my shit with y'all. Right. And, you know, but I came back better than ever because I stayed off the stage for a few months after that. I did. I was butthurt. But you know what? It was a learning experience. And I appreciate Charm for doing that because I wouldn't have walked into that experience right like that. But it challenged me. And it taught me because one thing about me, I'm not gonna give up. So I'm gonna go back next time.
Said mama ain't raised no hoe.
Show didn't. Show didn't. But
yes.
Something else to read.
And Angie said, "Is that Mary?"
It is. Hey, girl. Hey.
And
pretty so.
She is beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
She is his girl.
Hey.
Yeah, well, I definitely want to get into another piece. Definitely would love to get into another piece. I kind of wanted to ask you a little bit more about your poetry background. Who are some of your influencers?
You know what? Anybody who's willing to share.
Anybody that's willing to share.
Because that's what developed me as a poet. I literally take something away from everybody. I listen to your topic. I listen to your delivery. I listen to
my delivery is DiGiorno.
Okay. Period.
No.
I mean, you know, it depends on the mood. If it's payday, my delivery's DoorDash. If it's not, it's a drive-through.
Hey.
I'm delivering it to myself. So
that 4 for 4 go nuts.
There you go.
Angie said, hey, beautiful, I love you.
Hey, beautiful. I love you right back.
She said, I just freaking love her.
I love her too.
Yeah, but so I mean, like you know, when you said you kind of always got into poetry, was it something, you know, something that sparked it? Like, was it someone that sparked it? Was it anything that kind of, you know, pushed you to doing it?
Yeah, probably my educators.
Okay.
I think coming up in school, I went to Joseph F. Landis for elementary school, and I had a teacher. She was infatuated with me. Her name was Miss McQuarrie. And
what's up, Miss McQuarrie? I don't know you, but what's up?
Yeah, Miss McQuarrie, shout out to you. And it was something, I'll tell you, she was a 5th grade teacher. She noticed me from the time I started at Joseph F. Landis at kindergarten. And she was like, when you get to 5th grade, I want you in my class. She just always saw a light in me.
You sure that wasn't a stalker? Like,
I mean, it might have been. Maybe she said, oh boy, I don't know. But you know what? She waited on me all those years. And I just always been kind of the child that, like, I just always kind of been creative and a writer, and I wanted to do my homework. And I was sad when we had days off school. So I don't know, like I would just pass my time with writing. And then it just something honestly that naturally came to me. And I would be sitting in class sometimes like, oh, like, why don't people get this? To me, writing was easy. It just came naturally, like, just, you know, some people get anxiety, like you would go around a classroom and had to read a paragraph. People are like, oh shit, it's my turn. That wasn't me. I'm like, yes, it's my turn.
You want me to read your paragraph?
And so that was always me. And it just was a natural thing. And, you know, I had just educators who must have saw that, and they encouraged me to do those extracurriculars outside of what was required. You know, I saw this program for you. I think you want to try it out. Okay. I saw this, and then that's just how I really started to develop and I eventually went into journalism and all that stuff. Once I got to Kent State University, I had another teacher who thought I was a really good writer. Another Black educator, and she pushed me. I would remember I would just be sitting in class, and I was just the only person of color. in her classes, but it was like an English class.
Yeah.
And she would just
Was
always,
she also a person of color?
She was.
Okay.
Lady with locks, everything chocolate. And she would
Hey.
always push me. I could see her in that class, you know, wanted me to have more of a voice.
Okay.
And so, you know, I would work with her all the time. When we were in high school, you know, Miss Gail.
Shout out to Miss Gail. Angie actually just said Miss Gail.
Shakespeare competition. You know what I'm saying?
Shout
I
out
would
to
be
Miss
with
Bird.
Miss Gail after class every
Miss
day.
Coates.
And I would stay after class every day with Miss Gail for the Shakespeare competition. And she was literally like grooming me. She was like, posture, this is how you know, enunciate your words, eye contact, this and that. And so it was just always, I was blessed to have a person who always just kind of saw that light and kept me encouraged. Even breaking back into this poetry scene in my adult life, I could say that to you. You know what I'm saying? People just see something, the people around you, when you got good people around you. And that's what kind of poured it out of me. And it's just always been a natural thing. But somewhere each stage of my life, I have a person who just sees something in me and they keep me going. So I'll say everybody.
Hey. I like that.
Anytime I see somebody chasing their dream, it's you. What you mean? I remember seeing you. I would watch you sometimes, the videos you would post, some of the comedy shows you would do. And I'm just like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? He doing it. And then it's just like when I was starting to break back into the scene down at B-side, I had seen you and it was like, oh man, he's really living his dream. So every time I've watched you grow. So it's everybody. Every time I go to an open mic night, I got folders on Instagram, social media. Every time I see open mics, it's open mics I got saved right now from California next week.
Hey.
Just because that's all I see on my TL now, because I'm always just trying to engulf myself with that word. I want to grow. I want to travel.
That's poetic words. Y'all hear that?
So I watch like virtual open mics and stuff. I'll be watching stuff at Texas Weekly. I'm just picking up things from around the country. Anybody who's willing to share, I'm learning.
Yeah, that's dope. So how many books of poetry do you have? Like, you probably got 1 million.
You know what? Not actually, because again, I'm sensitive about my shit. It's like sometimes I can bust out a poem in a day, and then others, it might take me years. So I got this one poem that I started performing when I was coming back out on the scene called Ode to Eddie Rowe. You probably heard that.
I think that, matter of fact, I think that was the one that when I first seen you at B-side, I think that was the one that you did. And like I said, you drew in everybody. Like, I was just like, damn, like, she been doing this for years. Like, this is the first time I'm hearing this. So, because you know, we have a couple of I guess poetry things at Success Tech. I don't know if you did them.
I did, because I had my pockets.
Yeah,
it's like my little weapon to be in the back. I'm sorry, I had my little pockets. At times that I would feel motivated to write, and then sometimes honestly I would hide and maybe even try to dim my own light. I just be, you know, I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. That's life.
For sure.
I'm navigating.
That's definitely life. And that's kind of what my show is based around. It's based around this game called life. We all play it. We all go through our different turmoil, obstacles and turmoil through our game. But, you know, there's people like yourself that are doing things to keep themselves going. And poetry obviously is keeping you going. And it's dope. I would love to see you in California next week. I would love to see you in Texas in a month. I would love to see you in New York in a couple weeks, you know, whatever you want to go. Because one, I want you to, you know, spread your wings. Don't be shy. Bring that passion out. Let people see it. Shit, do a poem for old freaky guy, whatever his name is. Maybe he'd be like, damn, maybe that fire is something I don't want to touch. I don't like, but it's amazing to see someone, you know, be able to put their emotions in words, especially for somebody like me. Like I guess you could say I bottle up a lot. So, you know, indulging into my emotions and really allowing it to channel through me is something that I don't necessarily do. Like, even on stage, like, it's just me being me. So I'm not bringing you something that I'm feeling, I'm telling you about, essentially about my life, essentially about, you know, what I have been through, but I've been through it already. You know, I'm not necessarily feeling that anymore. I felt it, you know, I processed it. And, you know, most men usually, you know, process it and let it go anyway, or it's just bottled up and we just hide it somewhere. You know what I mean? And that's something that, you know, I shouldn't say I wish I could, but I you know, something that I have been working on trying to let loose. And Angie will tell you, like, Angie is, that's his girl. She is like, she's been around like through a lot of my ups and downs, even just lately. And you know, I see as somebody that I'm able to vent to, I'm able to talk to. It's a free space. So, you know, I'm able to, you know, instead of having my poem or writing it down, I'll just say it to her, like, you know, I was really hungry today. And I fought the urge. To eat, Angie. And she was like, I'm proud of you, Tim. And but it's nice when you can actually display it for everyone. And I hope you can get away from whatever shadow of doubt or any, you know, cloud that you just want to hide behind because you don't want everybody to see your greatness. I think you should definitely let that loose. So please do.
Thank you. I
Absolutely.
appreciate that.
Yes.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, let that shit loose, girl.
We working on it.
So you want to let loose another one for us?
I'm gonna let it loose. Okay, I'll go into
hold her real
something.
tight. She gonna let loose.
I'll again, most of my stuff is pretty serious, but I guess I'll try to lighten it up. We can go to Ode to Eddie Road.
All right.
And
we can do the intense, whatever you want to do. But let's give it up. Do you have a stage name, by the way?
Right now, I'm going by my IG handle, which is Black Fox.
Black Fox.
And that's spelled B as in boy, LAQUE FOX. So that's Black Fox on Instagram.
She put the QUE to let you know she barbecuing y'all niggas on these stage.
Something like that. I might steal that as a tag. There we go. See, that's why we cross paths up today.
For sure. We'll cue something up for us, girl.
All right. So, Ode to Eddie Road. This is when, like I said, a piece can take me a day or it could take me years. It's, you know, it just matter. It just depends on my inspiration at the time. So with Ode to Eddie Road, my original inspiration for this piece is I thought about how I grew up on this street called Eddie Road. And it's just a street that's maybe 1.5 miles long. But on this street, you got 3 different police departments, a couple bridges, and 3 different socioeconomic environments, really.
That's a fact.
And I'm just like, this is really freaking crazy. And the only thing that's separating us all is a freaking bridge and the color of a street sign. But we can walk from one end to the other.
That is a fact. Oh, my God.
And I'm just like, I always wanted to talk about how you saw the extreme. Like, you literally have millionaires on one end, a lake, you know, mansions, and then you have one of the richest neighborhoods, and then you have one of the poorest neighborhoods, all on the same street. You got Cleveland, East Cleveland, and Bracknell. Yeah. And it's just like, that's wild to me. Yeah. How can these different people be on one street and in so many different circumstances? Yeah. And I never knew how to put it together until recently. And I've been trying to write this poem for years, but maybe within the last year, I was able to finally belt it out. So I just decided to call it Ode to Eddie Road.
Ode to Eddie Road. We're going to give it a snap, y'all.
Ode.
That sounds like bubble wrap, though. I don't know.
They know. Ode to Eddie Road. Understand code. Zip 4410HIO. If you know, then you know, maybe you don't. We are the GOAT, quite literally. Let me enlighten you. Shine a light on the darkest side of you. See, that didn't fit shit in reference to what I'm about to spit, but nonetheless, I got poetry. Lyrically, I'm about to give you a tour of me, a glimpse of the DNA in me. So every time it's my time to read, and it is my time to read. Open up IG and at me, BLAQUEFOX. Please alert the press and press record And then I want you to holler Word Star, not to be confused with World Star.
World Star.
But you can go ahead and tag him anyway. Ode to Eddie Road. It covers the distance between poverty and $1 million properties. Plenty condos and unlimited bandos, not to mention a few corner stores to accommodate the local poor. My mama had store credit at Chili's. Yeah, before it burned down. She's humbly willing to trade in her shopping cart to live a little bit further down the road where they'll happily bring Instacart. Don't get it twisted. Shopping carts don't equal bum. She's just sparing her back. The mental, she's got that. On the other end, you'll find a Great Lake, tall black iron gates, precluding the expansion of what lies on the other side. Hashtag gentrification. Not quite yet. A 2.5 mile road. Don't know if the road got potholes or if the potholes got the road. Penetrating 3 cities where the average income is anything but. It is far above or below, far as fuck from 5 below. Backtrack, the in-between is dwindling, like the train tracks sinking into Taft Ave. Maybe the tracks are sinking because there's an overload of potential. There's too much pressure, and so some can't get out. The tracks are sinking because there's too much pressure. I wish they'd get out. This is my hood or your affluent neighborhood perception. See, I grew up next to Family Dollar, and it was a fine-ass cashier looking like Amon Shumpert who stayed trying to holler. A few houses down, they was slinging fish dinners. Heard they was good, but I never got to enter.
I want a fish dinner now.
Damn. My mama was too damn strict. Damn, mama. I never got to try that fish. It was school and back for the kid. I was her only. Mama couldn't take a chance and lose her one and only. You better wait a few extra seconds before going through any light. Too many in a hurry to run it on the other side. That is 2 bridges, 3 police departments, all covering a 2.5 mile road. There are live goats where I live, corner of Great Ave down the street from the Ville. You got Rivers, Rogers, Williams, Jackson, Woods, Young, all young goats. Different breeds one must be. And I'm not done. This is just part 1. You could take from this what you will. I was just talking a little shit because I heard you had a slot to fill.
Hey. I ain't gonna lie. When I heard you do that poem and you said that part, when you had a slot to fill, I was like, oh, she killing you niggas. Oh, she barbecuing them. She killing them.
Yes. I love that one. I love that one. And I see your show is about to close, but do you mind if I do one more?
No, you got some time.
Okay, we'll hop back. I want to get this one out too.
I got a couple questions though.
Yes.
Just a couple.
Come on.
So where at on Eddie Road did you grow up at?
Eddie Road in St. Clair, right next door to Family Dollar.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. I went to Patrick Henry.
I know where you at.
Yeah, so I was kind of over there a little
By
bit.
the track?
Yeah.
Arlington, all that,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so and we lived on 105. We lived on Olivet and 105. So we would take Eddie to get on the freeway to either sometimes get home or we was going to my grandma's house on Lee Road because that's where I grew up. I really grew up on Lee Road.
Okay.
But like I said, we had moved to 105, so being over there,
complete opposite side of the town.
Complete opposite. And it's funny. That's the reason why I think I know so many people because I like spent a lot of years on on the Lee Road side, near Maple, like literally at the borderline of Maple, like all the way on the other side. So I would always catch the 40, all the way down,
Eddie Road.
Right, all the way down from there to my grandma's house. And it was like you said, it's definitely different. Like it's crazy how you said, the 2.5 mile radius is literally poor, or I would say moderately, and then poor, and then rich as hell.
Yeah.
And I didn't even it was crazy. It wasn't until I started driving that I even went past that last bridge.
Exactly.
And seen all. I'm like, these motherfuckers is huge.
I mean,
you could safely walk your dog out here.
it's right. Isn't it crazy? so crazy. I remember because I would walk up to Bratton and just like walk early in the morning for exercise.
Yeah.
It's a scenic route, right? And I remember one day somebody stopped me. You know, they seemed like they were probably of that part of the neighborhood, and they were like, "Do you know where the nearest gas station is?" Like, to me, I'm thinking like, it's the right one right down Lakeview, right? Lakeview and St. Clair, if you don't try your butt, you know, whatever.
Not thinking who you talking to.
Yeah, but then I'm like, oh, they probably okay.
Just go up Lakeshore.
I'm like, okay, they probably okay. I'm no, I don't think they venture this way too much, but okay.
Yeah. So go ahead. My bad. I just wanted to ask a little couple of those things. Go ahead and do your second poem or your third poem. I'm sorry.
For sure.
Give it up for Black Fox.
Yeah. So again, most of my stuff is pretty serious, but I'm comfortable in this moment.
I'm saying you can be as serious or as jokey or as passionate or flighty as you want to be. Bring it all on.
Perfect. So this last piece here, it's called Too Sexy for Safety. And so this particular incident, it happened. Well, they say, you know, if somebody violates you, it's kind of like what they say, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Kind of like,
yeah,
you know, so it's kind of like something like that. But I've always had like trouble kind of like speaking up for myself when I'm uncomfortable in like a sexual situation or receiving advancements that are not wanted. And so me writing this poem was basically me speaking up for myself because I didn't really know how to do it in that moment.
Okay.
Because I was just like, oh, wasn't expecting this from you kind of thing.
Yeah.
So Too Sexy for Safety. I heard y'all wanted an encore. Tonight, the unspoken are spoken for. I was listening to my pastor's sermon when I wrote this. Guess I thought it was important that y'all know this. He is not the person in question, but his words often help me through some rough situations. First thing y'all want to know is, did you smoke or did you drink? Next thing y'all want to ask is, what did you do to make him think? And every time I tell this story, it's what could I have done differently on a chill Saturday night in the parking lot of familiar company? When I smell Casamigos, it reminds me of your ego, smooth and misleading, and have you fucked up in the morning. How you mentioned my bottom lip before you grabbed my hand and put it on your dick, as you told me that how badly you knew that I wanted to suck it. You said your car windows were tinted and that nobody else could see in the same parking lot with my boyfriend and my best friend. I guess it started out with you telling me that I was funny. Guess this was the prelude. Took it as a compliment since you grew up with my dude. Conversation started out real cool. You funny as fuck. He should listen to you. Never thought that you would try me with him in such close proximity. Dang. My warm personality, gap teeth, fluffy waist and body, my cheekbones, my good skin, my long locks, everything about me. Everything that you think that I am is not an invitation to help yourself get off. Get off of me. Don't touch me on my ass to get by because you need a drink. When that nigga is in your way, you need to apply the same energy. So often I hear that I should think before I speak. And how about you second guess yourself before you try to touch me? See, since then, I've been losing sleep. And every time I see somebody resembling you, it gives me anxiety. This is what your unwanted advances have done to me. Many others will silence, and for them, I'm going to speak. Sometimes I get out of bed and waste time and wonder why me? So many women and men are out here battling. So the first thing y'all need to do is listen to their stories and not assume shit. Next thing y'all need to do is hold the perp accountable and not create another family secret. Poem.
Damn. She said you need to listen. Like, listen, Linda. Like, do you hear what I'm talking about? What I'm telling you that I'm going through? And it's crazy because, you know, I'm not like, it's not like I go out and tell everybody like, hey, guess what? I've been, you know, molested or, you know, stuff like that. But I definitely, openly talk about it because it's something that, it altered my way of life. So I can understand, especially with women, they definitely are more prone to, any type of sexual harassment or anything like that. They anytime they talk about it, you don't want to downplay it because that's something they went through. And it was something that some people can't even speak up on. So the fact that you could speak up on it, big applause to that. And hopefully, that person is either dealing with their own fucked up shit now because they assholes. Hopefully that's something that you never have to really go through again. I'm sorry that that happened. Damn, but how close was the boyfriend? Like you say, it was a so close proximity. Like, god damn, like how close was he? Like,
I mean, in the parking lot, honestly, it was like I had went out. I had met my boyfriend out, who was already with his people. And so when the party was over and it was kind of time to leave, everybody, kind of congregating in the parking lot, all kind of shooting the breeze. And then it was kind of like, y'all trying to keep the party going type of situation. Mm. And so the crowd just kind of split up. So my best friend and my boyfriend kind of just went their way, everybody in their own little cars or whatever. And me and my boyfriend's friend, which was his lifetime childhood friend, was left together. And, we smoking.
She said both.
And so we smoking or whatever, and so we're like just kind of like the last ones smoking. Okay. And then everybody's waiting for like the party to continue, but everybody's like not engaging in the activities, you know what I'm saying? And so because we were like the last ones kind of like in the area, I wasn't necessarily around my boyfriend at that time, which he wouldn't have any reason to necessarily hang back because I had drove my, own car. He's sitting in his car waiting for me. And I would have never thought homeboy would have tried nothing with my boyfriend in the parking lot. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think my boyfriend thought that homeboy would try something. It's just a kick it after, whatever. And he just started making some advancements. Like, he just started out, giving me compliments that were kind of like, debatable. Like, he's lucky to have you, whatever, cool dude, grew up with him since whatever, that's kind of like the conversation going on. And then it just kind of like trails off quickly.
Yeah, it went left. That shit went left real quick.
It trails off quickly. It was the conversation's kind of starting out like why he's lucky to have you. I'm like, okay, and then it quickly trailed off to, well, this is why I want you though. And it wasn't just a verbal thing, it was a physical thing very quickly. And so like in that moment, I'm just like scared and froze, honestly. Like the high blue.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm just like in this position for me, like how I even wrote that poem about like the stalker. Like I wanted to write it from a perspective of how did you even get to be this way to where you're now my problem? You're now my problem because nobody checked you before, or there was a root issue there, and so now you're my problem and harassing me. And so even though I don't like to use the title of the victim, but even though I'm not the aggressor in the situation, even though I think a person who is being violated has every reason to be upset, I still have a compassion about myself to care about what happens after this. And so in that moment, I was just I was scared, I was violated. And then I was just like, I did tell my BF, but I told him the next day. That day I kind of just went home and I held it. I was scared because I was just like, because nobody saw it, who's gonna believe me? And how believable is that story? And who's going to believe that he even would do that with him in such close proximity? And so I was just sitting up here wondering, like, do I just take this to the grave?
Yeah.
You know, whatever, because then if I say something, then it's I feel like I was going to be crucified. You know, like, oh, she whatever, she tripping, you know, she lying or whatever. And then the person is like a popular guy, you know, whatever. So who's going to believe me? And so I was going through that, and I just couldn't hold it no more. It was like, you know, I just held it for a day, but I was just crying, and I was just so sad, and it was just a thing, and I didn't know why I didn't react in that moment. I just was in this disbelief. I can't believe, you know, they just tried that. And I don't know. I mean, I knew if I told my boyfriend in that moment, I kind of felt like he probably would have killed them.
Damn.
But I didn't even want.
I mean, that's his best friend. You know, if he.
It was just such a hard situation.
Yeah.
It was just so much like on the line there, but in the same moment, he didn't care about me in that moment to even think I should have just let whatever happen. But you know, but that's something that I kind of deal with. So that's why I had to take it to my poetry. Yeah. Because once you don't call something like that in the moment, it is going to be this person word against that person word. Yeah. Of course, my boyfriend believed me, and you know, their things ended up away because of that, and there was follow-up to that. But I wish I would have said something in that moment, but part of me was scared to say something in that moment out of the outcome. Yeah. Like,
my ex, is this the first time having any type of advance like that before? Or is that?
No. Well, something that bold, like within the relationship, like the proximity, yes. But like as far as like just men generally, men are visual, or people are visual. Making advances, absolutely. And I'm a curvier chick. I think most people would say I'm curvier. You know, the people, black men, that's what I be around. They like curvy chicks.
You're a black fox for a reason.
For sure. And, you know, people just, I get advances all the time. Yeah. And it's just hard for me to stick up for because I'm also nice and I'm bubbly. So I'm like, I be wanting the people to kind of, I don't know how to be like assertive as I need to be. Like, stop. No, I don't like that. Yeah. I'm just sugarcoating it like, no, not really. And I think I find my voice through poetry, which is why I'm so loud.
Okay. Well, we definitely love your poetry here today. We're gonna give you the finger. Definitely give you the clap. Like I said, it sounds like rubber rap on this motherfucker, but we definitely appreciate you sharing, you know, a piece of you. You know, the poetry comes from within, as we see with you. So it's not like it just, you know, a generalization. So we definitely appreciate your vulnerability here on the show. And we would definitely love to have you come back, maybe with some other people. So we could, you know, we like to talk about perspective. So I feel like, we'd be great to have some perspective with. But we are at the end of the show. Go ahead, give out your socials here so people can follow you and see, you know, when you do your poetry again.
Please do. Thanks everybody for listening and giving me your attention tonight. Tim, thank you. You can find me on Instagram under Black Fox, and I spell that B as in boy, L as in Larry, A as in apple, Q as in quarter, U as in unicorn, E as in Edward, F as in fox, O as in octopus, X as in X-ray. Black Fox on Instagram. That's mainly where I showcase my work. And then if you want to catch me live, I am going to be at Poetry Unplugged's event this Thursday. Give me 1 second. I'll pull that up real quick. I know we're running out of time.
You good. My show. That can't turn me off.
So let me give you guys the location. That is this Thursday. Tim, if you're available, I'd love to see you there. Because you were supposed to come to the last one. I actually canceled on you. But
that was my last free Thursday too.
Darn. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna be at 1540 St. Clair Avenue this Thursday. The event is from 7 to 11 p.m. The name of the venue is called Jackson's Motif Social Space. They're located at 1540 St. Clair Avenue. Tickets are $15. And again, this is going to be on October 20th. The event is from 7 to 11. I will be there.
She ain't canceling on y'all. So bring y'all asses out. Here's some poetry. There's definitely some dope artists. It's dope people in Cleveland. It's a lot of talent in Cleveland. So go out, support it. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in. It's been TimbukTuesday.
I was feeling kind of down tonight. Psych! It's TimbukTuesday!
What?
TimbukTuesday!
Huh?